This reminds me of an interview I was watching of Pooja Bhatt, who said that when she did Bombay Begums, so she hadn't really encountered menopause till then, but she had to play a woman who was going through that. And years later, a couple of years later, she felt that, and she felt at that time that she could have done so much more because she'd gone through it.
Yeah.
So when, say, if you're playing an older actor,
Yeah.
and when you actually experience those
Yeah.
beats much later
Yeah.
than when you've already done them,
Yeah.
do you feel, I don't know, a little cheated as an actor that, oh, I could have done this much
I think
better?
I've got very age-appropriate roles in my 40s. Nobody's trying to, nor have I accepted parts where I'm trying to look like play a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Anyway, that doesn't happen for women. It happens, that's only reserved for men.
But a lot of women actors are told to play older characters.
Correct. The inverse happens. The only time where I was asked to play a character I was far younger than was ironically in Kissa. Because I think I was already 35 years old and I had to play a 17-year-old,
Teenager,
or 18-year-olds. So, but early on in my career, like after Monsoon Wedding, like Shadows of Time, it starts from a young girl and then you play a woman who is older, So, and that woman has a child. So they had put a bodysuit. There was a slight thickening in the girth, which happens as women hit their menopause. There's your stomach area, because of these changes in your body. So they've done that. And wearing that slowed down my movement in a certain way. I moved my hips in a certain way. And and you watch and observe. So not everything as an actor you're going to go through, right? Like if I'm in Delhi crime, I murdered people. Now I have to murder or what? No. So if I'm playing, so I've not had those chances besides Shadows of Time where I played a character from 17 to 60. In that film, I had to play someone who's much older and, where again, it's your observational powers of your, your life and the people you've met, and you remember them and you watch them. How do they walk? How do they move? What is the, and no two people are the same in menopause either or in old age either, And I can choose someone, okay, what would be the most obvious choice if you're old? Slow. Watch my mom. She is going to walk so fast before you don't know where she has gone, because she is short. Because she's short, and my father's very tall. Because she's short, she's always had to overcompensate for her short legs. So she walks so fast that now, tell her, you don't have to overcompensate because you're so fast that, So that is a choice I can make. I don't have to always make the choice of an old person moving like a glacier. It could be an old person who moves very fast. And so you see their age through maybe different things. They've maybe forgotten names, or, like let's say a character's name is Shishir, so they'll be like me. They're going to say Mihir. But I say Shishir, but I start with, it's not even, I don't even have to change the dialogue. I can in my head be Shishir, and you would know that I think she doesn't remember my name, So these are many things then you can get into it. Not everything we can experience, right? But yeah, there's a learned knowledge when you experiential knowledge, which has a different quality to it.
Okay, final question. You recently said that when after you did Shadowbox and you thought that that I can't play these domestic help characters anymore because of reasons of your own. But I remember when Lust Stories 2 released and I had talked to Konkana and she said that when I was writing the film, I specifically wanted Tillotama to not play the maid, the domestic help. And it was a very conscious choice in her because she thought that you're meant to do other stuff and you can do other stuff. Do you feel that that friends or maybe co-actors who have worked with you for such a long time, who have also directed you, they see that you're capable of more and they try to not slot you, but it's sometimes you who ends up doing that somehow even subconsciously.
No, it's not about me. I know, I have a sense of who I am. I have had a very secular upbringing. I have moved every 4 years from one part of India to another. In retrospect, it must have been a great life for an actor to prepare. I'm just watching life in just within India. I've changed. Over 12 years of schooling, 7 different schools, learned 7 different languages, and I understand that I studied in English medium schools. I have a certain so friends see me in a certain way, and there are directors who see what I've done and they liked it and they want me to repeat that. Those are boring options for me. For them, it's a safe bet. But there are directors who see something I've done and can imagine that, okay, if she could, bring this kind of credibility to this part, despite being from a social class that she actually belongs to, then she can also play this part, So I think it's the maturity of the filmmaker who thinks and takes a bet on me. I've never believed that I can't play a part. But that classism that exists in our DNA, it just extends to our industry, like every other industry and every other human interaction. A CEO of a company walks into the room, people will get up. Someone from who earns less walks into the room, nobody gets up. It's this codified behavior. Someone has played a domestic worker, they have to keep playing domestic worker. You can't imagine them as a rich industrialist because all rich industrialists look the same. So these are just a human being's tendency to feel safe by regurgitating what they've already seen. Like I remember Hani Trehan, after Konkona had cast me in Death in the Ganj, Hani and Chaube were producers of Death in the Ganj. And he said that, seeing who you are, I really want you to do a Hindi medium where you're playing this, really rich counselor who is very rude to these parents because they have the money but they don't have the cultural capital, the class, and he said it would be so nice for someone who's stereotyped like you have been to play that part, and I really appreciated that he made me, he insisted that I play that part, and because then again Konkona and Last Story is really, but by then the perception like Sudeep and Avinash had seen me in Sir, but they cast me for Patal Lok because they were not going by, they're not burdened by, I think, their approach to life is, I guess, more free. And they can see actors in different contexts.
There is imagination involved.
Yeah. It's not just imagination. Not like the other directors don't have an imagination. Now, I won't be so rude as that. I'm just trying to say that it's a human tendency, right? I've seen them in a certain light. I feel like they can do this. But then to play with the opposite, it would be fun. I've never seen this actor in this light. Hence, I want this person. That's just another way of looking at it. And it opens up a new way,
Well, I hope you keep surprising us.
I hope so too. And
also yourself.
Yes. If I don't surprise myself, I won't surprise you. It's causality, cause and effect. So I hope so. I really do.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.